Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, sure appreciate you stopping in. Sure appreciate you guys' support. Hey, we're gonna do something different tonight. I need my dad doing this. He's the cook. I love to cook. I need to stop and take more time to do it. But I just, it surprises me every year, you know, this time of the year, especially going into the holidays, how many people do ask, hey, how do you cook your venison, or what do you do to your venison, or how do you like it, right? So I'm always, we were raised on the way I'm going to show you right now, and my dad pretty much thinks it's a sin if you just throw, if you cook a venison steak like you cook a beef steak. That's just the way they were raised on it. And I started the last couple of years, I started just kind of like frying it a little more than doing what I'm going to show you here. It's way simpler, probably a lot better for you. But I don't know, man, especially this time of the year, I like to cheat a little bit and, get a little venison and do it this way. And how we're going to do this is a tenderized backstrap, and I've used flour and butter and onions and fry that all together. So I'm going to kind of show you. It's kind of hard to do this alone, but I'm going to show you. I should wait to do this probably till my boy's here, but we're going to try it. We'll probably do a quick one here, guys, and then we'll go. I'll see if I can get my dad to do a real in-depth one, or one size here he's going to hunt with me the late muzzleloader season here in a couple weeks. Maybe I'll do a more in-depth one and put it on the Whitetail Driven Tech or the school app there for you guys if you're interested. So guys, as you can see here, what I do, right, is any more, raised over the years, we always did. If you have the time to do it, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but we always took the hind quarters and everything and, made steaks into those too. And over the years, guys, I've just got away from that because I don't like tough meat. And so what I do is I butterfly. I make a real thick, and I have these have been processed at a processor down here. I just don't have the time and the facility to do it at home. I love to do it. We're hoping to get a building kind of revamped here, if you will, to do that. I kind of miss it, to be honest with you, but we have them butterfly these or cut these real thick. Some people actually have it butterflied, but I like to do these individual, and I do them about 1.25 inches thick, guys. Yeah, 1.25 inches, and then we have all the back straps and the inner loins all done into these thick steaks. And then what I do is I take the entire rest of the deer and grind it into burger, and then I take half the burger and make it into, I'll show you, I make it into summer sausage, this is the summer sausage, right, that you get, smoked summer sausage there. So we make it into this, eat the heck out of this. But so that's what I do. I just make the steaks out of the back straps anymore, guys, and then I use the burger. We use a lot of burger for the chili and stuff. So, but for the most part, guys here in Harrodsburg, they do a good job. And so getting this done, I tenderize this. You see this plate here, guys. My dad actually had one for my grandmother years ago. That's a lot thinner than this. You can get a plastic. This is porcelain. I use this one. The old one, I guess, is gone. But I hate to think how much meat that thing tenderized over the years. They make a tenderizing hammer too, but we've always just used these little thin plates. Thinner the better, right? So we actually do, take this and put this down. I'm sorry for the shadows here, guys. So this one's already done. So let's just set this one aside. So we'll take this steak, and then what we do, right, is you go across, or you start this process here. And I like to make this, guys, so you can actually hear this connecting to the plate underneath, or the cutting board underneath, and you're getting all the way through it. do it that way, right? Then you flip it over and you do it crossways. Kind of obnoxious and annoying, but you know you're cooking venison when you're doing this. So we go through all of these and do the same thing. So you want to have this, you know, so you don't eat like a medium rare venison is the best. I'll do the rest. Okay, so now we got that all done. Got them all done, and it's just me here tonight, so I don't know. I usually do about 6 pieces or something like that, depending on the size of the steaks, right? And you can always eat them for lunch and everything else. So the next step, guys, I do is we take the flour, just regular flour, and I roll them. And I like to make sure that that gets, you know, gets in there. Kind of drive it in there, if you will. Then I just set those back out here. Flour these up real good. Don't have to do a heavy. Some people use egg to do this. I don't, I guess, but you can do that. To me, it gives it a little, I don't know, maybe a little more crisp or something. I guess that's why people do it. We've never done that. You can, I guess, right? So we're gonna get these all floured up. I give credit to people that video themselves doing this. Holy crap, this is like work. So I don't have one sitting here yet, which is like a sin, but always have your, you know, deer camp pop of choice. Close. It's a good time to drink some spotted cow if you're from Wisconsin, or Coors Light, or whatever that choice is. Always have one handy. Okay, so then the next step, guys, what we're gonna do, this is like a 12-inch pan, and then I'll show you, I'll get this prepped, but make sure I just turn this on and get it going. Like I said, a higher heat, but not super high, but you don't want these to actually, you know what I mean? The object is to get them done quick, not over cook them. So you want this, you know, starting to get hot. 4 good sized pieces of butter in there, and I just always make sure I'm buttering the pan good, and I just kind of separate these out in here. And while that's getting done, I get my onion out and get my onion diced up here. All right, while I'm getting the onion ready here, I'm just gonna go ahead, guys. This is getting, you know, pretty good and warm. We're just gonna lay these in here on that bed of butter, if you will. I always try to do is get it just right so you got just enough to fill one pan. All right, so we're just gonna let that, you know, kind of start really getting up to heat. And then what I use, guys, garlic, salt, but lately I've been using this Dano's, but garlic, salt, black pepper are kind of the go-to, if you will, on these. I don't have any of the, and what you can also use, I've been using a lot of this actually lately, this roasted garlic and herb. So I think tonight I'll probably just use that instead of both. Just do black pepper and that garlic herb. Some people don't like the herb, but so as that's going, I'll get the onion cut up and put in here as well. So you don't have to do this, guys. I do. I like to get the onions in there right off the bat. And the reason is I like that onion flavor in there. And then I like my onions real kind of cooked, sauteed, kind of on the heavy sauteed, little bit of blackened to them. So I'm going to go ahead and season this up now. So just season to your liking, I guess is what they say, right? And I do this, I like to do it after I put the onions in there. Some do it before. I like to do it after. And the reason is you get a lot of it on the onions that way too. seems like a lot, but then I'll just do the pepper in there too, go all the way around it with more pepper. So that's kind of the look, right? And as the blood, guys, not to be graphic, but the blood is coming in there. A lot of people wait until that's clear. I don't, because if you wait till it's clear, I find that you're gonna be too late. So it's probably about couple minutes on each side. It's kind of hard to gauge because of the thickness of the meat, right? But I'll show you what I like to do is I like to watch the coloration of the meat and really get, so I make sure we're doing it medium rare. So I'm using real butter, guys. You can use margarine, I guess, if you want, but I like to use the real butter. You can get it salted too, but you got to be careful. Add too much salt or seasoning. Sometimes it gets too salty. Then you got to drink more spotted cow, which maybe is not a bad thing. So anyway, I keep this handy because I'm always adding a little. When I flip these, I'll add some more butter in there too. Good and healthy. So I'm a couple minutes into it now, guys, and you can see it's starting to. You can tell they get some coloration around them, and like I said, I'm not waiting until they get real clear because it's too much, right? Too long. So I'm rolling them, and that's about, to me, guys, about perfect. Little bark. You don't want to do it too quick because then your flour, I mean, obviously you want your flour to cook. I try to get them down on the plate, so that way don't let the onions get underneath it. But you can see the coloration, guys, that I'm shooting for. And that's just all getting used to your heat. Like I said, all comes with like how thick see like that one right there a little bit. Has a little bit of flour. Maybe it's crisp, but I could have left that one a little bit longer. So yeah, do that, and then like I said, add more butter to it. So the deal with the butter, guys, is it's flavor, obviously, right? But I just lay them around in here depending on where I need it, right? It's not so much that, it's the flour will soak up a lot of that, right? So I guess just a preference, use as much as you want. So as you can see, by having the onions in there, right, you're starting to get that. By the time the steaks are done, your onions just need a little bit more usually, and then they're good and get a little crisp to them. I like a well done onion. So a couple more minutes, guys, and like I said, right, is my goal is I don't like to let that get clear, right? I always like to end that before, and so I know I'm not getting I just don't like it well done. I like it medium rare. And venison is so lean, right, guys? It's very easy to overcook. So one of the things we'll touch on here. So what I did for years, guys, is I was always, I mean, steaks, beef steaks and everything. I would always, get them right off the grill and go to eating them, hot steak. I don't know, I don't remember who that was. Cy is an excellent cook. My dad's an excellent cook. Maybe it was one of them or whatever. But we started talking about letting that meat actually age on that plate a little bit, right? And letting that muscle, if you will, that meat relax. And it's a completely different steak. What we do then, right, like I said, we'll take it from here and we'll put it on the plate. And then I just let it sit there. Don't let it get cold, obviously, but I let it sit there for, I don't know, at least a couple, probably like 5 to 10 minutes, right? Maybe even put something over it so it doesn't get cold on you quick. So we'll show you that part. So these ones here, guys, I usually just go one flip. I put it on the side that I start, and a couple minutes, flip it, go a couple minutes there, and then done. But these ones here had some flour that wasn't just, I just flipped them a little bit too quick, so every piece is a little different. So I just kind of did those twice, but usually it's just one flip. So now that meat is all plated, and you can kind of see, I hope that kind of shows you the look of the char that I like on it, but it's still medium rare. If you cut into that, I'll show you here. It's still very medium rare, right? So I let these onions do a little bit more, and I've almost timed it right. By the time I took them out, these usually I got to go a little bit longer, but they look pretty good to me. So that is the finished dish, guys. I put the onion right on top. As you can see, that's, you know, sauteed, a little charred. I like my onions a little burnt. Yeah, I just let it. I set it on there, and I just let it kind of the onion and some of the garlic and some of the butter and everything. You know, just pour it on. Just let that sit on there. So that kind of gives you a good idea after it's plated. And you know, looks good to me. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We've never really done them before, but there's a lot of people that ask, you know, how we do it. There's a million different ways you can do it. Like I said, sometimes if I don't have the time to get everything out, or I'll just heat that pan up and get them searing hot, get it really, really hot, and then just sear that steak on both sides, not too long at all. Probably a lot quicker than this because you're actually, you know, cooking some of the flour on this. If you don't do this, just sear it, little salt on it. Just depends on which way you like it. But that's the way we do it. Make sure, maybe even make a potato or something with it. I'm just kind of in that meat mood tonight, so that's all that I am doing. And so, like I said, let that sit. Maybe that's, you know what I mean? Maybe that is that 5 minutes or something, and it does work. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and maybe if I get my dad in camp, or he's up in Alaska, we need to get him to do some fish videos and stuff for us. Would be great. And he's up there, has that high-tech redneck venison, the moose, you know. So he's too good for deer. For whitetail, he's got to have the moose. But caribou, good stuff up there, right? And you can do this the same way with that. But all joking aside, this is the way that we prepare it, kind of a family tradition, if you will. And be careful if you make this in the holidays. At the holidays for the parties, when you get invited, they're not going to allow you in unless you have a plate of this. Thanks, guys.